Kia ora, ka lui Collinsaho. Nā mai ki te whare. Welcome to the house. You know when you're about to fire off an email and just when you're about to click send, you spot a typo, a line with incorrect information, or something that on second thought you don't need to say. Well, something similar happened in the House yesterday.
Crown Minerals Amendment Bill, third reading.
Honourable Shane Jones.
Madam Speaker, I move that the order of the day for the third reading of the Crown Minerals Amendment Bill be discharged and the bill be recommitted immediately to consider amendment paper 343 in my name.
The Crown Minerals Bill, which aims to promote new petroleum exploration, was halted and sent back to the Committee of the Whole House stage by Minister in Charge Shane Jones at what was supposed to be the commencement of its third reading. This process is called a recommittal, and although not unprecedented, it doesn't happen all that often, especially not with government bills. A recommittal may be necessary for several reasons. Perhaps a fault or a loophole has been discovered in the bill, or the government has changed its mind last minute regarding a specific provision. In any case, to make these changes, the bill is sent back to the committee stage where amendments can be put forward. The amendment tabled by Jones at 5 p.m. on Monday and debated in committee during yesterday's recommittal related to who cops the bill for the costs of decommissioning and cleaning up oil wells once production has ceased. Here's Jones yesterday explaining why he made that change.
It became evident to us that someone departing through a process of a share transfer or disposal of equity may escape any liability whatsoever. So this corrects that loophole which has actually existed for quite some time. And the balance that we've sought to strike, Madam Chair, is to ensure that we don't provide an unnecessary level of risk to the revenue base of the Crown, or at the same time we don't add to the chilling impact that has blighted this sector for quite some time.
To clarify, Jones's amendment placed the onus of determining who pays for decommissioning costs in the hands of the Minister for Resources and the Minister of Finance. Much of the opposition scrutiny during the committee stage focused on this ministerial discretion. Here's Labour's Megan Woods.
The Minister says that these are loopholes that are being closed for the betterment and to protect the public interest. Throughout all parts of this bill, we'll be saying and asking from the explanation from the Minister, why does that require ministerial discretion making powers? Because that is what this amendment paper gives. It stops there being a statutory decision being made to one where a minister or two ministers will make discretionary decisions. And Madam Chair, there is no criteria for that decision making.
Wood's colleague Deborah Russell wanted the Minister to explain the consultation process that led to the bill being back in the House after 8 months to be amended.
The consultation on this one, so it says, the sector has been clear that their preference is for no trailing liability in the Crown Minerals Act. Well, no kidding. Like, of course they don't want the liability. Of course they'd like to just, make a mess and walk right away. And then it goes on, they say they consider it adds significant costs. Well, those are costs that will be borne by the New Zealand taxpayer. And it reduces the likelihood new entrants will come into the New Zealand market. But oil and gas is a dying industry anyway. It's on the way out. I don't think the new entrants are coming here, and they weren't coming here a few years ago. They're certainly not coming now.
In response, Jones had this to say.
It has fallen to me to restore this part of our economy. And of course, how I have provided that leadership is reflective of my strong pro-industry approach, something I've never hidden. Pro-industry to the point that why would you not engage with the stakeholders, the risk takers, the providers of what precious little gas we have, ruined by the cancel culture?
Jones answered one final time before committee chairperson Barbara Kiriga decided the line of questioning on consultation had been exhausted enough.
I spoke to no climate group. I spoke to no tangata whenua group. I engaged with the people who are investing and who will be the risk takers to salvage and rescue this sector. And I'm extraordinarily proud of myself that I've done that.
I'm going to take a question from Honourable Dr Megan Woods, but I do think now that the Minister has answered the question around consultation, not as comprehensively as members may have wished in terms of not naming each of the groups, but that is the Minister's answer. So I'm looking for broader questions now.
After several hours, the Crown Minerals Bill, with its new amendment, eventually passed through the recommitted committee stage on Tuesday evening and is expected to receive its third reading on Thursday, meaning, pending royal assent, it will soon be law. E te whakaronga koe ki te whare. You've been listening to The House, a program made with funding from Parliament's Office of the Clerk. Mā te wā.